All right, first, I swear, eventually I'm just going to take a shower, so I'll quit wearing hats in every videos. Oh, let me grab the orange. I can't forget the red Sharpie. Look at this, already getting rusty, you know? This was the point of this, was to do a whiteboard to stay warmed up for Dick's. And what a better place to do it than Red Rocks, also in Colorado. The South Park 25 concert, Matt and Trey, plenty of other people related to South Park up there, but mainly Primus and Ween were the bands of the night. And then the televised portion, this is on Paramount Plus. I think it was on Comedy Central. There's even a link on South Park's Instagram where you could watch it for free online. So the actual show, well, there was plenty of stuff cut out. Unfortunately, Roses Are Free. Ween did perform that, but it was cut out. And then how the show started, there was a little bit of fudging going on at the beginning with, you could see the songs were sort of mixed around a little bit from how they were actually played. I think it started out maybe totally dark, and then you could see there was just a little daylight, and then it got dark again. Or maybe even down here there was a little daylight showing. I don't know. But anyhow, it doesn't really matter. Who cares? That doesn't matter. And what they put together ended up being done really well. It felt like, and there was a couple of commercial breaks from when it aired on Comedy Central. That's very unfortunate. But how they did the breaks here on Paramount where I watched it, it seemed pretty smooth. Almost seemed like a nice set break down here when they surprised Matt with Rush, and it did seem like a legitimate surprise. I guess the first night they had rehearsed this whole Blame Canada and Rush part, and they just appeared as cartoons. And then night two, they surprised Matt. Actually comes out, he's on drums. Looked extremely nervous, really. That's probably the most serious look I've ever seen on his face when Geddy and Alex came out. He's like, wait a second, I got to play drums on this. So they take it easy with Closer to the Heart, and also had Big Tim Alexander from Primus there on drums helping him out. So we'll get back over. We'll start up here with Here Come the Bastards. Very good opening with the Primus only, and then that leads to Matt and Trey coming out. Trey sits down at the piano, says a few words about them being from that area, Littleton and Morrison, and how happy they were to sit down and play Uncle Fucker. And then for me, the first highlight of the night, Montage. They played back to back, maybe two of my favorite South Park songs ever. Montage and Jackin' It in San Diego. So obviously a big highlight of the first set. It's like getting a Wolfman's Brother and a Sand back to back early in the first set. And there was clips. They had stuff projected up on the mountain that looked really cool. There was a big giant screen behind them on stage. They had ladies, like a choir of ladies doing backing vocals. Dean and Gene were on stage most of the night. The Primus guys up there most of the night. Again, Matt here taking over as Mr. Mackey, and that was also cool to see them perform the voices live. Butters, they struggled a little bit. He mentioned how they had special microphones to help try to pitch the voices, but they needed much more help with trying to perform the Butters voice live. It worked. They pulled it off, but, it wasn't exactly Butters, but okay from Mr. Garrison, or Mr. Mackey was nice. They told the story about the theme song. I believe I had heard that at some point. If you're a South Park fan, you probably know that story. But that was really cool to hear with Les up there on stage. Les very excited, I should mention, to be playing with Dean and Gene Ween. And then possibly even more excited when Les was on stage with Geddy Lee and Dean and Gene Ween. Then we got Butters makes a little appearance here in Robot Friend. And then quickly over to the Canadian portion of the show, Blame Canada. And then this is when Geddy and Alex come out for Closer to the Heart. Trey announces to Matt, we got a little bit of a surprise for you here. Les Claypool loses his mind. And then that was a pretty cool moment. A couple guys from Rush, Primus, a couple guys from Ween. Pretty much the guys from Ween. Although Ween's drummer also in the house. There was a third guitar player on stage with Larry and Ween. They were, I guess he's also like a South Park sound design guy, so they let him play. He was up there. I don't know if they let him play. He belonged up there. He was really good. And Integrity took a little country turn into the set list with Integrity Farms there. Cool little moment. Trey went up, I imagine. I don't know if it was his daughter. He mentioned his daughter was in the crowd, so that may have been his daughter that he approached. And she got to say they took her jobs, delivered it nicely. And then Kanye West Gayfish, and Kanye wasn't getting out of here unmarked. And then Mollusk, Ween just performs on their own here. Then we get another Ween down here, so a little bit out of order, I suppose. So we get a Ween song with Mollusk, and then Butters the Cat. That kind of worked. I see what they were going for. They tried. Instead of Tommy the Cat, they went with Butters the Cat. Then maybe one of my least favorite popular South Park episodes was the Good Times with Weapons. I don't know about that, man. I love Fighting Love. I never have liked that episode. I didn't like that song. And then they followed up. It was a funny Trey song, but Trey plays a song of his own from way back when, kind of unrelated to South Park. Then Ween gets the moment of their own to take the stage again with Buckingham Green. And then again, I was never a big Lemmy Winks guy, and this unfortunately was our big second set jam, really. This is like getting a Soul Planet or Everything's Right or something, because they really went with Lemmy Winks. Lots of production, even more stuff on stage with everyone. And then we just kind of go through hits of the early stuff. Kyle's mom, Brian Boitano, well, then Yelper, not necessarily early stuff, but with Boogers and Cum, just leading us into a huge encore with the Team America hit, America, fuck yeah. Boogers and Cum, also very good. All this nice to hear. This is a little bit like a Cavern, maybe Julius right there at the end, Character Zero. But hey, man, they got to play the hits. They know what they're doing. It's kind of sickening how talented they are. If they had only just done the South Park cartoon for 25 years, that would be amazing. They've had some decent movies in there. Team America was an awesome movie. That shit was hilarious. South Park movie was all right. Basketball, okay, that flopped. The Broadway play, I guess, apparently one of like the highest selling plays ever. I don't know, man. They play drums, guitar, they sing. Sickening, really. They got cool friends. They seem like all right guys too. They don't seem to be complete Hollywood douchebags. Well, I guess that's what happens when you're from Morrison and Littleton. All right, guys. So that was South Park 25. I watched it a couple times. Skip through the Lemmy Winks on part 2, that's for sure, though. But all the big starts of the show, really. If you don't have time to watch the whole thing, maybe just the first half an hour, 45 minutes, or maybe even to what felt like the unofficial first set closer here. Watch up into the Rush part. That was really cool. All right, guys. Boom. We're out of here. We'll see you before Dick's, but for some of you that aren't regulars that are still lingering and hear the Days Past tour, see you, Dick's. And I promise I will have showered and washed my hair by then. No more beanies and backwards hats. You gotta see me with my hat on forward. Oh, yeah, I look pretty cool, man. Oh, dude, I should have never done that.